Today's episode, we're going to talk about how to make coffee. Put a couple of these in there. Let's go 3 for good measure because caffeine is life. Pour the water. Wait about 3 to 5 minutes depending on how strong you want it. Press that in. Okay, so it's not really going to be about coffee, but it's a good intro. Dude, it freaking fits. Whoever said minivans aren't cool. Hello. Today I'm actually going to install the SeaSucker mounts into my minivan. We all know how awesome minivans are. And so I cut this piece of board so I can mount the SeaSucker mounts onto this board and then have 2 bikes to the right side of my van side by side. So I'm kind of I did some measuring and just trying to work through this. I'm gonna have one mount closer and then the other mount back because we don't want the handlebars to line up exactly. And the idea is I want to have the bikes as far to the right as I can get them. And I want to be able to move this board back and forth because I want the handlebar to kind of stick in here but not quite hit the window. So I need to make sure this edge will hit the side of the van before the handlebar hits the window. That's important because we don't want broken windows if I go around the corner and stuff slides around. So the idea is I'll have the bikes in here. This is just garbage, so I'll take that out so you can see first aid stuff up there. And the 2 bikes will be over here. And I should be able to have a sleeping bag or something over here to stay overnight if I'm doing a road trip or something and I'm not camping or whatever. So let's give this a shot. I'll try it. I'll mount the SeaSucker mounts. I'm going to actually put a chunk of 2x4 and a chunk of 2x4 on here. Raise it up a little bit, things like that. The front wheel will obviously have to come off on both bikes. The 2 bikes I'm going to test in here are the ones with the widest handlebars. I guess that's the best test. I'll put my Ripmo AF and my Surly low side in here. So let's try this out. See how it works. So I'm doing this video in my kitchen dining area because it's raining outside. I'd much prefer to be doing this outdoors. So what I'm doing here, taking my tape measure, roughly figuring out the center of this 2x4, measuring out. I'm going to measure out center of the 2x4 to about 14 inches. And then I have a couple inches extra for my handlebar to kind of poke into the window part I was talking about. And then this will hit up against the side of the interior of the van, making sure that my bike can't slide over and have the handlebar hit the window. But it'll give me just an extra couple of inches over on the left side. So I'm going to go ahead and screw that in from the back side. And then I'll do some more measuring and figure out where this one should go based on where the next bike will be and handlebar clearance and all that. Now let's figure that one out. So I decided to go about 10 inches in width, center to this block, center to this block. SeaSucker mount will go center and then flip the other way and center, and that should give me enough width and forward to back and still keep the bikes relatively close together and as far to the right in the van as I can get them. So let's go ahead and put this piece in. There we go. So I'm pretty much set to put these mounts in, and what I did is I went to the hardware store, which is kind of interesting these days with the stay-at-home order because they don't allow you to go in and look through all those bins with all the nuts and screws in the hardware section. So I basically brought this with me, handed it to the guy, told him what I was doing, and he came up with the perfect screws to put in there. So there's basically a washer, screw, and there's holes in here, and we're basically gonna run it through and mount these into the 2x4s. So let's go ahead and do that. So these are Phillips heads. So I need to find the right bit that will fit in there. Phillips, I always feel like it strips really easily, so it's important to find the bit that'll stick in there. That one looks about right. And then we're just going to use this guy. Make sure it's going the right way. Screw those in there. Hopefully I can get the right angle. I don't know if this thing's powerful enough. I can always go to my drill if I have to. I hate it that it skips, but it goes in there nice and tight. Then we'll do the other one, and let's get all 4 of these in. So there we go. This one's mounted solid. This one's mounted solid. That'll do the trick. Now we want to put these little adapters in, and I'll show you how that works in just a second. All right, so you can order all these different adapters. They have 9x100, which I do have for my dirt jump bike. It's quick release, so I still have to get the quick release axle and then the skewer and everything because it just comes with the adapter pieces and not that. But these two that I have right now are for 115x110 boost, which is the majority of enduro bikes and things like that. Most modern bikes are running that, but you can get adapters for 12x100 through axle, which is, I think, maybe road. I think my cyclocross bike has that. 15x100, which is kind of the older, maybe 26-inch mountain bikes had that a lot. 20x100, I have seen that. That's maybe, I don't know what the 20x100 older downhill bikes, but I know the newer downhill bikes are like 20x110, which would be the boost spacing on those. So, but anyway, you have the 6 options. So we'll go ahead and take these out of the package. So you'll definitely want to know what your spacing is in your fork before you put these in. And they just have these little rubber things. These are actually very similar to how those tools go into the end of my handlebars. You just press them in there and they stay. And to get them out, I'm sure it's a little bit of prying effort, but we'll put them in there. And we'll take the other set, put these over here in the other one. Yeah, get it straight. There we go. Actually, once I got it straight, it went right in. So there we have it. So let's go ahead and set this in my van, and then we will mount the bikes in here. It's so satisfying pressing your own coffee. Here you thought we were done with the whole coffee bit. But, you know, I wouldn't be able to do these videos without my coffee. Speaking of coffee, if you haven't tried oat milk, you have to try oat milk because it is the bomb. Do people still use the bomb in 2020? Maybe not. And if I can get at the sugar, coffee problems. Well, we'll do that two-handed once I turn off the camera. Yum. Okay, let's see how these bikes fit in the van now. Okay, you just take the wheel off like you normally would. Through axle. Set that up there. I'm not going to stick the front brake thing in, but that's what you would normally do so you don't accidentally screw up your disc brakes. Then what we're going to do, roll the bike in. If the spacing is right, fork should nicely kind of rest on there. Probably don't have to crank it super tight, just snug it. Solid. And they can come forward. Handlebar sticks a little over here. I could have probably went a little more to the right, but nothing says I can't adjust it. And I want to get the back wheel over a little bit more. But let's go ahead and get the second bike in. So the low side uses a different through axle system, but it doesn't really matter. Well, might help if I take the axle out of there. So one thing I know is I want the pedals in the down position on the bike side, so I want to turn these down and that one down. This handlebar is going to go behind, and that's going to slide on there, probably standing in the way of the video. There we go. Trick is to get it all the way through, especially on the low side. It's a little trickier. Once you get it in, tighten this up. I have no idea if you can see what I'm doing. Probably doesn't matter because you know how to do this. Because you do it all the time, right? Super snug. The wheels can go over here. So I'm going to say that's pretty good. One thing I do know that I can do is I have more room over there between the handlebar. Oh no. Is I can cut a little bit more of this board off over here and slide both bikes to the right a little more, giving me more room over here. And then this I can cut off probably right at that edge. So I do have the back wheels that way a little more, I can always move them. In fact, I will move them over and show you how much space there is. So there we go. Lots more space over here, and I'll actually gain a couple inches once I cut a little bit of board off here. Move these bikes over, wheels will sit up a little more upright. Definitely plenty of room. I got at least 3 to 4 inches over there by the handlebar. So this is pretty sweet. This is going to be road trip worthy. I actually have space, I'll show you. It's starting to rain, so gonna be quick. I got space behind the wheels, so I have a lot of storage space there for extra camping stuff. And then I have this whole area I can sleep in. So this is perfect. I love it. There you go, SeaSucker mounts. It's starting to rain. I think I'm just gonna lock these in my van for now and come back and get them after it's done raining. Okay, back inside where it's dry. It started to rain outside, so I want to just recap this video. You may not know this about me, but I am a procrastinator. I have these projects and I just don't want to do them because I think they're going to be too much effort. And then once I get into the project, I'm like, that was way easy. Like even building the jump box and ramps in my front yard, they seem overwhelming at first, but once I get into it, I realize how quick and easy that stuff is, especially since I've done it enough times to where I just know what to do. So those SeaSucker mounts are finally in my van. I finally made a video of it, so now you can see how they work. I will put some links in the description where I ordered these, and you can check them out for yourself. And I really love it that it's one mount for many different forks. That was what sold me on these, is that I can just swap them out depending on what bike I'm going to put in there. And I'm probably going to have to order a few more of these, especially if I am going to have a cyclocross bike in there and such. So I appreciate you watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I got lots more content all over the place. But that's me. I like to ride many different types of bikes. I like to do a lot of different things. And like this video, and thanks for watching.